Hey Earthlings!
Hey everybody!
We're coming back with an esoteric topic today, which is channeling and introducing Miia's superpower.
Yeah, this is something that we've been really using a lot with our clients, and also we're doing now workshops channeling people's subconscious resistance.
Yeah, parts that they couldn't get in touch with because it's very hidden in their subconscious mind.
Yeah.
So using channeling helped me a lot in my healing journey, and if you're a person like me who don't believe in things until you try it yourself, I'm gonna share with you things that you can actually get in touch with this superpower that each one of us has.
Yeah, we're gonna share with you what channeling is and how you can learn to do it yourself. Yeah, and at the end we're gonna do a demonstration where I'm gonna channel Ram's consciousness.
Oh, you're gonna see me vulnerable again.
Start of something new. This is the start of something magical. This is the start of something new. This is the start of something true.
So first time I heard about channeling was something like channeling spirits or spirit guides or extraterrestrial being. We know like Abraham Hicks, we know Bashar, we know like many famous channelers, but channeling is way much more than this, guys. And for me, like first time I heard about, I was like very suspicious, like how this thing actually worked. Like, is it something your mind made? Like, is it a story? You're like making yourself maybe wanting to be famous by like, I had like a lot of projection and like ideas about this until I really tried to do it myself and experience how it feels to shift your energy from your conscious being as your person, your identity at this moment, to shift it to something else and feel how it is to be in a different perspective.
Guys, it's not only about channeling, you know, these otherworldly beings. How we use it the most is to channel our own aspects in parts work. We have a video about that topic too. And you know, you can channel basically subconscious parts, you can channel organs, you can channel a plant if you want.
The sky is the limit, guys. And as our approach is kind of like more down to earth, we try to focus on something that helps us in the integration journey.
So how channeling works, you know, everything is consciousness. We all are part of a unified field of consciousness. And it's more like a big ocean, and each of us is like a stream or coming out of the ocean, or like a wave. And let's say that I'm a stream, then what I'm doing, what I'm channeling, I kind of go out of my own stream to the ocean and I find the wave that I want to channel. So we're not really separate at all. Our consciousness is unified, and that's why it's possible to tap into anything within that consciousness. So how does channeling work in practice? What are some concrete steps that you need to take and things you need to know?
The first one, which is the hardest actually, because if you're doubting this technique, you might never try it. And actually it's a key point, because if you really want to like learn this technique and do it yourself, you need to have certain level of trust in yourself that this is something that you can do.
Yes.
It's like using your free will. Like for example, if you want to run, you had to have like a belief that actually I can walk, I can run, and then you can do it. But if you don't have like the basic confidence in yourself that you can have access to this ability, then it will never work with you.
Exactly, because it's really about your focus and your free will. It's not like somebody else is doing it, you know, it's really like you decide that this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to open myself up for this. And then it just happens.
And it's so easy, guys. Like I've been working with more than 50 clients in the past 2 or 3 years, and all of them has capacity to channel part of themselves, part of their family, even like part of their body. It's so possible. Like I can count so many examples of people who never done this before, and when they start tapping into this energy, something shifted.
The point number 2 is to relax your mind and just allow yourself to be open. Your mind will most likely in the beginning start jumping in and saying, oh, like now this should be happening, or what am I feeling, am I inventing this, you know, all these thoughts start to come in. So then step number 2 is to get into a state of relaxation and openness, non-judgment about what needs to happen next, and try to quiet the mind. And a regular meditation practice really helps with this. Point number 3, which is essential for you to be able to channel successfully, is discernment. To be able to differentiate what is mine and what is not mine, so that when you start receiving signals, you can tell, is this my own emotion or does this belong to someone else? Is this my insight? Is this my thought? Is this my mind jumping in again? Or is this information that I'm getting from the outside?
The more you practice this, the more you're able to discern what is yours and what's this part or other person, etc.
And really this comes down to self-knowledge and sensitivity. The better you are in touch with yourself, the more you can actually feel your own body, your own emotions. You will know what is you and what is not you.
Yes.
You know, so you just need to get in touch with yourself first.
I love this.
Yeah, really understanding your own emotions. And also sensitivity is the key here, because if you can't even feel your own emotions, how can you expect to feel something outside of you? So the first thing is to become sensitive to yourself.
Exactly.
So sit with yourself and start to feeling what happens inside of you, because even in channeling, what happens is the message comes through your body.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very rare that you just hear a voice speaking to you as if, you know, somebody's telling you a message on your ear.
This is one of the leading or misunderstood point, which is like, if you channel, you will hear sound in your ears. At least for
Very
us,
rarely.
it never happened.
No, like really, your body is a channel. So you will channel through your own body. You will get sensations. You will get emotional. You might get imagery.
Yeah.
So the key is to be able to differentiate what belongs to me, and the only way to do that is get to know yourself. Become sensitive towards yourself.
I love that. And if you want to know more about how to be sensitive, watch our video, how to hold space and be emotionally present.
So this is what we do in our workshops, pretty much exactly like this. So I will ask Ram, what do you want to manifest in your life that you don't have right now?
I would feel like more finding a permanent place where I can have like maybe a retreat center or
like owning your own land maybe?
Yeah, owning my own land, something like that.
I think that's a good one. Maybe we can go with that one.
Okay.
Your resistance to owning land. And by the way, guys, if you're not familiar with manifestation and resistance, watch our video about that topic.
So many videos to watch after this.
Yeah. So basically, the fact that Ram wants this thing, but he doesn't have it yet, tells us that something inside of him is in resistance.
Yeah.
But he is not, it's in his subconscious mind. Consciously he wants that, but something in him is subconsciously holding him back from that. And now I'm going to tap into what that thing is. Ram, do you allow me to tap into your resistance?
I allow you to tap into my resistance.
I think it's a self-concept issue. I see myself like I'm small and messy, and like the Ram that owns the land is like, he's like this enlightened being who like provides, and I'm not like that. I don't provide. I'm more like hoarding. I'm mostly worried about my own survival, so I just like to hoard things and make sure that I have enough.
Usually for some people it's difficult to relate to this part that Miia is channeling. Some find it easy. Like right now I feel that I can sense this part in me. Like I can see that if I'm owning a land, I will be like bigger than who I am. I will be like provider for a community, while like this part in me is not yet in that space.
How can I provide? I wanna they will all take from me everything. I need to first have enough for me. Like my body is very tense. And what I'm doing now, I'm like able to be in that part, and I'm able to be in my own consciousness. So I can give Ram information as me from a third person perspective, or I can talk as that part.
And I'm gaining awareness of what this part in me is like, where it's coming from. How old are you?
I feel at the same time very old and also like a child. I feel like this part has developed, Miia speaking here, has developed as a child, but because it saw maybe like older people behave this way, it identified as an older person. It's like I feel unsafe, actually. I feel unsafe that no one will care for me. So I have to care for me.
You say that you have to stand up for yourself.
I don't trust people that they care about me. No one will care about me. They won't have my best interest. They will just come and exploit and try to push me outside of my own land.
I see that it's a varied fear for you.
It's better to buy a land for me and Miia, or just for me even, and I will build walls around it. I put all my food and belongings inside in locker rooms.
I feel like this part is like really, like I can relate how this part in me, because sometimes I have the scarcity of like, if I open myself up and be like, yeah, I just come love and light community, I feel like I would be taken advantage of. So I can see how this part is preventing me from manifesting this open community for everybody to come.
I feel this feels a bit like a grumpy child now. Like, I'm not sharing.
Yeah, it totally makes sense to me that you don't want to share. What if people were considering to you? Would that change something?
I can't trust them. If they would share first and be open and sharing, maybe then, but I never see people like that. Everybody is hoarding onto themselves and wanting to take even more. They want to take as much as they can from you. Yeah, this part is lacking the experience. Like it's kind of stuck somewhere in your childhood, and it hasn't really accumulated enough proof that it's possible that like other people can also be in that space, abundant space of sharing.
Yeah, exactly. I also like relate to this. So what we do, we introduce maybe a different perspective to this part, because many times those parts are stuck in the past and they were not updated what happened in our life. Are you aware that we are living now with different people? And there is, in my life, there is Miia, there is Patricia, there is other friends that they are giving as well.
I don't see that they are so giving as you want to be.
So I feel like it might be imbalance.
It has to be a balance. I'm just in the balance. Like I'm just have to do what they do, otherwise they take from me with no mercy. So I'm just in the balance.
Yeah.
So like if they are also, then I would be fine with it. I actually would quite like it. I feel really, it is really exhausting. Like physically, by the way, my body is like tense.
Yeah, I also feel like when I tune to this part that it's exhausting. Of course it will be exhausting for you to protect yourself all the time. If you won't have to do this rule, what else would you like to be doing?
That's a new thought. I would actually love to. I would love to share a lot, actually. I really would love to share.
It really touched me what you said.
I would also like to do something for the community and everybody appreciates me. I want to be appreciated.
What do you like to do as the activity? If you would have chance to choose.
I see myself making food for everybody. Like there is an abundance of food and I just go and I cook for everybody because it's nice and then people love it. This part actually wants to be appreciated. That's kind of the key. It's not really about physical things, it's more like the flow of love and appreciation.
How would you like me to appreciate you?
To see my beauty and my goodness and stop telling me that I'm bad. And like judging me, like when I make mistakes or I don't do the best, you're so harsh.
I see that I've been harsh with you. I'm sorry. See how it hurt you that I was judging myself.
There is also a lot of judgment about a lot of things, like of my nature, like of the way I am, the way I feel like it's not only me, also there are other parts too who are like victims of this like blame and self-judgment.
And usually like on the other side will be a part who's like a manager who like kind of try to keep everything in order to fit in society, and like myself and many other people have those parts in them. So this part is experiencing being judged by like a manager or like an internal organizer.
Yes. Like I see so much beauty in me and other parts, like we are giving and beautiful and we are like children and we are like we give and then we are happy and we are playful and we make jokes and we jump and we are so beautiful and pure, and there is somebody who is like putting us down and telling us that we are wrong and we should be shamed. Okay, so now I'm like already seeing that there is an issue internally with like self-appreciation. Like that's usually the case. Like when we manifest something in the external, you can find the same dynamic in the inside. And so like what I would now recommend is that I release this part and I allow Ram to take it in and observe it within himself for a moment. So he will be able to channel this part just for a brief moment to see if he can get in touch with it with feeling or visualizing it. And as a next step, I would recommend that to look at the manager who is the judging part.
What happened in our private life when we don't have to like explain to the camera, I'm able more to connect emotionally to this part and locate it where in my body and integrate it more. So what I would do now, I would like take this part in me and consciously take it in and welcome it to my system again.
So when I say I release myself, just take a deep breath and imagine yourself really inviting this part, okay?
Okay.
I release myself from this part of you and I return to my full consciousness.
And then I take this part, this energy, and allow it to be more like present in me and connected to me.
What do you feel?
I feel like tired.
Yeah, it was really tiring. My whole body was cramping, like my upper body was cramping the whole time.
Yeah, I completely feel the energy shift in my body when I talk this part in me, like consciously.
Yeah. So now if we would continue the session, we would let him really go into this part and do some work there, and then we would channel also the part that this part was talking about, the internal manager who is judging and shaming.
Check our parts work video. We have a link in the description to it, so you know how to do this process.
Yeah, so just to like make it clear what was happening here, basically I was embodying, allowing myself to be an instrument and a vessel for a part of Ram's consciousness that is subconscious, that he couldn't access in the moment with his conscious mind. Then I took it on and I'm mirroring it to him so that he can interact directly with his own subconscious mind. He can see something, his own blind spot in front of him as me embodying it.
Yeah.
It's really cool, guys.
And like I noticed from my clients, it's very difficult if you have a blended part in you to channel this part yourself. So it's easier to work with a facilitator who can tune to you more. Because when you have a blended aspect, it's very hard to distinguish which is our and which is this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Miia helped me today a lot.
So if you have any questions about this topic, if we forgot to cover something, ask us in the comments. And if you like this video, please share it and go ahead and check out our website. We offer private sessions doing this type of work, and we also offer workshops where we do exactly with you what we did right here.
For low cost, for those of you who can't afford the session. Thank you guys for watching. And
thank you so much.
Subscribe to see more amazing videos from New Earthlings.
Bye-bye.
What do you think about my hair? Miia said that every time it looks the same.
I don't see any difference. But he thinks it doesn't look nice today.
I think my hair is nice, but today is not so nice. Do you like my hair?
I love your hair. It's divine. Divine hair.